Right now, every major tech company is racing to build the most powerful AI models in the world. But here's something most investors don't realize. The real bottleneck in AI isn't the models, it's the infrastructure. Training advanced AI systems requires thousands of GPUs, massive data centers, and enormous amounts of electricity. And there simply isn't enough of it, which means the companies building this infrastructure could become some of the biggest winners of the entire AI era. So in this video, we're going to look at 4 AI infrastructure stocks that are positioning themselves to power the next phase of the AI boom. These companies are building the data centers, GPU clusters, and power networks that modern artificial intelligence depends on. But there's a catch. Most of these companies are still relatively small, which means their stocks can be extremely volatile, high risk, but potentially very high reward. So let's start with the opportunity first, AI infrastructure opportunity. Before we talk about the companies themselves, you need to understand something important about AI. Modern AI systems require an insane amount of computing power. Training a single advanced AI model can require tens of thousands of GPUs running for weeks or even months. That kind of computing demand requires massive infrastructure, huge data centers, advanced cooling systems, ultra-fast networking, and massive electricity supply. That's why a new type of cloud provider has started to emerge. These companies are often called neo-cloud providers. Unlike traditional cloud companies that focus on general computing tasks like hosting websites or running databases, neo-cloud companies specialize specifically on AI workloads. They focus on GPU clusters, AI training infrastructure, inference computing, and large-scale AI deployment, and the market opportunity is enormous. Some projections estimate that the AI infrastructure market could approach $1 trillion within the next decade. Which brings us to the first company, top 1, Iran. First up is Iran, and this might be one of the most interesting companies in the AI infrastructure space right now. The company originally started as a Bitcoin mining operation, but over the past few years, they've been aggressively shifting their focus toward AI data centers. The reason is simple. The infrastructure required for Bitcoin mining is actually very similar to what AI computing needs. Large data centers, massive electrical capacity, and high-performance hardware. Today, Iran has secured over 4 gigawatts of grid-connected power capacity, and in the world of AI infrastructure, power is one of the most valuable resources because GPUs consume huge amounts of electricity. Iran is also planning to deploy a massive fleet of Nvidia Blackwell GPUs over the next few years. By 2026, the company expects to operate well over 100,000 AI GPUs. That amount of hardware could potentially support billions of dollars in AI cloud revenue annually. However, the transition hasn't been perfectly smooth. Recent quarterly revenue was around $170 million, partly because the company is gradually reducing its Bitcoin mining operations while building out AI infrastructure. They also announced plans to raise additional capital to fund their GPU expansion, which means there could be some dilution for shareholders. But if the company successfully completes its transition, Iran could evolve from a crypto miner into one of the largest independent AI compute providers in the world. Top 2, CoreWeave. Next on the list is CoreWeave. This is currently one of the fastest-growing AI cloud companies anywhere in the world. CoreWeave operates dozens of AI data centers across North America and Europe. Together, those facilities provide roughly 800 megawatts of active computing power, with plans to expand to several gigawatts over the coming years, and demand for their infrastructure has been exploding. The company recently reported annual revenue of around $4 to $5 billion, growing at well over 100% year over year. But what really stands out is their contract backlog. CoreWeave has signed tens of billions of dollars in long-term AI infrastructure contracts. Some of their largest customers include OpenAI, Meta, and Nvidia. In fact, Nvidia has invested heavily in CoreWeave to help expand its AI infrastructure network. However, building this infrastructure is extremely expensive. CoreWeave plans to spend tens of billions of dollars on new data centers and GPU clusters over the next few years. That level of spending can make investors nervous in the short term, but if demand for AI compute continues to grow, CoreWeave could become one of the most important cloud platforms in the AI ecosystem. Top 3. Applied Digital. Third on the list is Applied Digital. This company focuses almost entirely on building next-generation AI data centers. These facilities are designed specifically for high-density GPU computing. That means specialized cooling systems, advanced networking infrastructure, and extremely high electrical capacity. Applied Digital is currently developing large AI data center campuses across the United States. Many of these campuses are designed to support multiple gigawatts of computing capacity. The company's strategy is fairly straightforward: secure land, power, and infrastructure early before demand for AI data centers explodes even further. Because right now, the biggest limitation in AI isn't software, it's physical infrastructure. There simply aren't enough AI-optimized data centers to support the massive number of new AI models being developed. Compared to companies like CoreWeave, Applied Digital is still relatively small. But if AI demand continues growing rapidly, companies like this could become critical suppliers to the entire AI industry. Top 4. Nebius. Finally, we have Nebius. Nebius is another neo-cloud company, but it focuses on a slightly different market. Instead of targeting general AI startups, Nebius focuses heavily on sovereign AI and regulated industries. That includes sectors like government, finance, and healthcare. In these industries, companies often require secure AI infrastructure located inside specific countries, and that's exactly the kind of infrastructure Nebius is building. The company has been growing extremely quickly. Its AI cloud revenue has increased several 100% year over year, and the company recently reached roughly $1 billion in annualized revenue run rate. Nebius has also signed large infrastructure agreements with major tech companies like Microsoft and Meta. But the company isn't just building data centers. Nebius is also expanding into AI software platforms, developer tools, and autonomous technology. If they execute successfully, Nebius could become a specialized AI infrastructure platform for governments and regulated industries worldwide. Conclusion. So which of these 4 companies could be the best investment? Each of them represents a different way to invest in the AI infrastructure boom. Iran offers some of the highest upside potential thanks to its massive power capacity and aggressive expansion into AI computing. CoreWeave is currently one of the leaders in AI cloud infrastructure with huge contracts and strong partnerships. Applied Digital focuses on building large-scale AI data center infrastructure, which could become increasingly valuable as demand grows. And Nebius is building a specialized AI cloud platform for governments and regulated industries. But the bigger picture might be this: the biggest opportunity in the AI revolution might not come from the companies building the models, it might come from the companies building the infrastructure that every AI model depends on. Because without massive GPU clusters, without power, and without data centers, none of this works. And the companies controlling that infrastructure today could become some of the biggest winners of the next decade.